Hi and welcome. My name is Jacob. I work at NTT Data Business Solutions within the area of data analytics transformation, and I've been working with data analytics for the past 25 years, basically. Recently, Thomas Nørmark, he asked me whether I could do a session on data here at the Tech Overdrive event. And of course, I was honored, so I agreed. Thomas, he had one condition because when he asked me, he said, you have to make it a little less corporate and a bit more rock and roll. And that's difficult for someone like me, so it's easier said than done because basically I'm not that rock and roll by nature. So I had to think really hard, how could I make my presentation or maybe just myself a little bit different? And it was actually not that long ago Thomas asked me, so I had to think fast. So I just went with my initial idea. So here I am, 8 hours and 8,000 kroner later, with my first tattoo. So, thank you. And how rock and roll is that, huh? But that was also the first question I asked myself right after getting the tattoo, because honestly, how rock and roll is a tattoo? And I had no idea, because I basically did like this dinosaur. So I just went with my gut feeling. I didn't look at data. I didn't do any research. I just got this, I have to show it again, sailor tattoo on my upper arm. So, and that got me thinking because, is it the right size? Is it the right place? The right motif? Was it the right tattoo artist? Did I pay too much, basically? So all these questions started popping up. The most important one being, what is my mom gonna say? So basically I was having second thoughts because was I gonna regret getting this tattoo? And coming from a data and analytics pedigree, I mean, there's only one way to find out. I had to find some data and I had to analyze it. So I did just that, and maybe I should have done it before getting the tattoo, but hey, it's better late than never, right? So fortunately, someone did the heavy lifting for me. So they conducted a survey of 600 people who regretted at least one of their tattoos. And I was hoping to find some comfort in that and maybe get an answer that it's going to be okay, Jacob, you're going to really love that tattoo on your upper arm. But it didn't quite go like that. This research shows that the people, 26% of the people they asked, they had one tattoo, and 78% actually regretted getting that tattoo. So it's not looking good. So maybe I should have just gotten 2 or 3 or just a sleeve while I was at it. But hopefully I'm lucky, have better luck with the next one. So where did you get your tattoo? 42% of the respondents, they got it on their upper arm. And as it turns out, that's one of the most regrettable spots to get a tattoo, only superseded by an upper back tattoo. So I was out on luck on that one as well. So then the next one, how long did you actually plan on getting the tattoo? Well, for me, it was a matter of hours because Thomas, he asked me, as I mentioned, quite recently. So I had to think fast and I just went for it. So a couple of hours and I had the tattoo. And again, as this one shows, people, or 3 out of 4 people who spend less than 2 weeks on considering the tattoo, they're going to regret it. So again, I'm out of luck. This one is semi-positive. It tells something around how many people, based on your age, whether you're going to regret the tattoo or not. I'm in the upper 1%, so I guess that's a semi-positive thing. So maybe I'm not going to regret it anyway, or maybe old people just forget they got the tattoo in the first place. Honestly, I don't know. But I'll stop here because I think you get the idea. Right now, I'm taking a more data and analytics approach to analyzing whether I'm going to regret getting this big sailor tattoo. And even though I don't like the answers, it's still helping me to become more data-driven because I'm basing my decision on the data, or at least I could have done it. But I'm still kind of looking out the rearview mirror because I'm using historical data to figure out what happened and try and explain why. But so I'm doing what we call like a descriptive and a diagnostic type of analytics. But wouldn't it be cool if I could try and predict the future and maybe even prescribe what I should do? So looking at maybe trends within tattoo or demographics. So based on my age, job, income, what kind of tattoo should I get? Where should I get it? How big? Who should do it? How much should I pay? And if I had enough contextual data, I could basically build, train, test, and deploy a machine learning model that could support me in that decision and help me take my final decision, basically. So it's like two different approaches. Either I can use analytics the old-fashioned way, or I can use the more advanced version using AI and ML. Either way, both methods, they can help me become more data-driven, take a more informed decision. However, that only works if I trust the data, first of all, and secondly, if I use that data to make an informed decision, so I actually base my decision off of that data. I didn't do that. I just went for it, and again, now I have this tattoo on my upper arm. So I just disregarded the insights and the data that was available and just went for it. Unfortunately, that's not only me. Companies, they tend to do the same thing. KPMG conducted a recent survey that was published in the Wall Street Journal, in which they state that only 35% of executives, they actually trust the data in the organization. That's quite low. The same survey also states that 66% of executives, they actually disregarded insights they got from data analytics or from computer models because it contradicted their intuition. So they're kind of doing like these ostriches, just putting their head in the sand saying, I'll disregard the data because I know what's best for me. Kind of like this, coming back to that. So that's not good, because we might end up like this guy. So if we ignore the insights and the capabilities provided by data analytics, by AI and ML, then we will have a hard time truly transforming our companies and even navigating the very complex environments that companies are facing today. So we will basically crash like this guy, and we will probably also burn. So that's why I'm truly excited when I come across organizations that actively uses data to transform their business, but also to take better and fact-based decisions. And our next speaker at the next talk is around Destination Vesterhavet, and that's exactly what they do.